Namaste, angels. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. No need for you to adjust your YouTube. Yes, this is my channel that you have reached. And yes, this is an astrological reading. I know it's been a very, very long time since I've done one. And even then, when I did one, they were specifically like for, divine beings or twin flames. They are not now. It's for any and everybody who wishes to watch. And it's an answer to your requests for shorter readings for some of you, for just astrological readings in general for some of you, for readings that you felt more, welcome at because you don't or no longer identify as a, twin flame or a divine being. And so, you felt that once that happened, you couldn't watch my channel anymore. It's funny because I don't identify as a twin flame either, and I stopped, or I made it clear that I didn't pretty early on. Once coming on YouTube back in 2016, it was only like 3 or 4 months before I said, I can't do this, the label, but I am one of these beings. I am illumined and all of that. And, although I've been getting it from a lot of you guys, like these requests, it really hit me earlier that I had failed in making everyone feel welcome, despite the fact that I don't myself identify as a twin flame. When someone commented on the general reading today, thanking me for having done, first of all, the sacral chakra and sexual trauma general reading that I did this week, saying that they hadn't been to my channel in like a year. Reason being, they learned that the person that they were with or who they had been dealing with or seeing was just a lesson for them and not their, twin flame or divine partner. And so, again, they felt that from that they couldn't be here at my channel, or like my readings weren't for them. And I definitely didn't want anybody to feel that way. I've always tried to be, or at least I thought, trying to be clear that my readings are actually more about the individual, right? The divine being themselves than love or relationship. I know a lot of people are interested in the love specific readings and in, twin flame specific readings. And I always tried to be clear that that wasn't what I was doing. And that's why, like, my general readings, I talk about history and, other things that affect us prior to the reading. And, my love reading, I go into super, super detail and multiple spreads so we can get the full story, because I do feel that I'm talking to specific people and that I was sent here to talk to specific people. And I even thought that I had demonstrated that. So I don't want those people to think that they have to be coupled or partnered in order to watch my videos. You do not. It is, I promise you, it is more so about you. But again, this reading, or these readings, these bi-weekly readings, I won't even begin to try to do them every week. But I will commit to starting to do them bi-weekly. And in the future, I won't have to explain this. We'll just get right to it. These bi-weekly readings are just going to be, like any other readers, astrological reading, to the extent that I am like any other reader. You know what I mean? So as far as the logistics, it's going to be the same as anybody else. And then the actual reading, it's still going to be a genuine psychic reading, although I'm not going to take the time to shuffle and cut and all that kind of stuff in front of you that I do with my other readings. All right, so let's get to this. I didn't realize I had put one of the decks, two of the decks face down. What was that about? Let me show you them all in order. So I'm going to be using as for oracle messages my angel therapy cards and your overall energy as parents. So your oracle cards are already here. Overall energy is parents. The divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you to heal any pain associated with your mother or father. So those of you who saw the general reading and or the love reading and or the moon reading that I did this week and last actually will know that there have been some things coming up with childhood trauma that may involve your parents. So when it says your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability, that doesn't necessarily mean that they loved you how you needed to be loved or wanted to be loved, right? Or even how they needed or wanted to do it. They did it to the best of their ability. So whatever that was, that may have caused some trauma. With my hashtag creepy deck, I'm beginning with passion, which for me is a very Two of Wands kind of card. I see these two people. I see all the red, the fire, like, surrounding them. And it's Two of Wands. Now, in the traditional tarot, which I am using here, the Rider-Waite tarot, the Two of Wands does represent, divine unions or twin flame relationships. But it can be about partnership in general. Twos in general are about partnership. They're also about faith and duality and sometimes balance and juggling. My Angels of Abundance cards begin with focus on your priorities. Where you put your focus is where you receive your outcome. Your priorities are calling you, which may produce a feeling of anxiety unless you give them the time and attention that you deserve. Even a small amount of time devoted to your priorities will help you to feel better and more confident. So this is your priorities in general. I know when you say abundance, sometimes people go straight to money, right? Our minds go straight to money when we hear the word abundance. But abundance comes in many forms. And priorities aren't necessarily attached to, your bills or your income even. Lastly, with the Romance Angels, free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. And again, if you saw the readings that I did this week, I talked about on the 21st, the transit between Jupiter and Neptune, Jupiter square Neptune, and how I had been reminded by the universe about the transit by some other things that came up and some things that I saw. I started to do the general reading and to talk about it, and I was thinking that the transit had occurred that day, the 22nd, and came to realize that it was the day before, but I was still so compelled, the universe pushing me so hard to talk about it that I proceeded to do so. All about us being freed from, these toxic situations that have been holding us back, a lot from childhood, a lot attached to sacral chakra healing and or, sacral chakra health. So some, having to do with infertility, sexual frigidity, or hypersexuality, all kinds of things going on there. So yeah, you can watch that reading if you haven't already. But yeah, being freed from those things came up all up and through the reading. And I think even here, for some, this is a message all on its own about freeing yourself from a relationship. It may be a toxic relationship with a relative, including your parents. It may be a spouse or, the other parent of your child. And it could be because a new relationship is awaiting you. Right? You have to let go of an old energy. You have to free yourself from an old energy or free yourself from the old, it's still energy, toxic energy from your childhood, from your past, the old traumas. So some of us will just want to focus again, at least this week, we know, on sacral chakra, and that will help us with some of these things. So other than that, to go straight to the spread now, I'm going to be doing your energy, that of those surrounding you, so the people close, your friends and family. This is your work, career, and this is your love life. So it's an Aries reading, and we've got the Queen of Wands here. So she totally represents your energy as well as that of Leo and Sagittarius. She's in reverse. Don't panic. right? It's okay. What this means, maybe even, not so directly, even though this is the card that represents you, not so directly about you. It could be you encountering someone else, maybe your mother or some type of mother figure, or, with this, an older woman, a mature woman. I'd say like 40 and up, maybe. Perhaps light haired. Of course, they don't have to be a woman. They don't even have, or, these things are not gender specific or even sexuality specific, but the likelihood, if it's an actual person, may even be a fire sign and then a woman. And then perhaps, to go take it a step further, a light-haired woman, okay? And when it comes to general energy, this could be about you. And it's sitting here next to, yes, I said that this card represents the people closest to you, but for a minute I'm going to use it in connection to the Queen of Wands in reverse. It can be about you having trouble like balancing money. Sometimes the Queen of Wands in reverse can be this kind of person who, she's just so bold and confident and passionate. Like, I just got to have this and I got to have this, and maybe not really thinking so much about the money and where it's going and what you're spending. At the same time, you don't want to be too frigid and rigid in that area, too, overly frugal, because that's imbalanced too. So, keep that in mind. Somebody else may be needing money from you, maybe again, a mature woman, perhaps a parent, mother, wife, ex-wife, soon to be. So they're trying to work something out with you in terms of money, to get some sort of help from you. And, I'm going to say, if you're able to help, then do so. But like, don't put yourself out. Be careful about that, about like focus on your priorities. So yeah, once your priorities are covered, then you can, if you're still able to help somebody else, then do so. But yeah, don't be trying to juggle it all, because you're going to drop something, right? And if you drop your own priority, that's negative. You can end up trapped. And what we're working on is freeing ourselves, not being trapped. As it relates to work, there can be a person, again, maybe a fire sign directly, maybe a female, light-haired, again, doesn't have to be, that is putting up obstacles. Not necessarily malicious. I mean, they may be malicious, but it doesn't have to be malicious. It can just be something like, Geminis have this thing about them that we like to do things the simplest way possible. Like, we don't like people adding too much extra steps to stuff and whatever. Like, it really frustrates us. It really pisses us off, honestly. And so it can be something like that. Like somebody they're putting up obstacles in a way that's not malicious. But for you, it's turning out to be a block. Like, it's costing you extra time or effort or whatever. It's just going to be important to try to not take that too personally. And, to the best of your ability, navigate around that person and that energy. As it relates to love, you could have somebody that looks like that. Again, maybe in your family, maybe your mom or somebody helping you to meet someone new if you're looking. And or this may be, somebody like of that description, maybe with whom you are partnering. As it relates to ideologies, there could be somebody, again, maybe it's your mom, or a mother figure, or again, or some other mature woman that has some sort of entree into your life and talks to you about these things. They could be trying to like push or enforce or reinforce some sort of ideology or belief system or something that you've chucked, right? You're over it. You freed yourself, right? I no longer wish to practice religion, or, I'm coming out with my sexuality, whatever. I no longer wish to pretend I'm this or that. Whatever it is, somebody trying to box you in, keep you in a relationship. I'm not staying in a relationship where I'm not happy. If I have to get a divorce, yeah, that might be against my religion or whatever, but I'm doing it. like that sort of thing. This person may be trying to, get you to not do what you want, to not focus on your priority, which is you. And so you're definitely going to not want to allow them to do that to you, and make sure you stick up for yourself. So we did spirituality, we did what might be happening at work, we did love life, we did general energy, I think, right? I'll get better at this. It's been a while. So moving on to the people surrounding you, right? Your friends and family, somebody trying to juggle something. They may need you to be the person that's honest with them, right? To tell them, look, you're doing too much. Friends, keep it real with friends. And if you don't have the kind of friends that you can be honest with and tell the truth to, then maybe you need to change your friends. The Hierophant for me, you guys that watch me know, is often about needing to make adjustments to the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves. It's just that it no longer aligns. Maybe it did at one point, but we're changing, right? We're growing, we're expanding, because that's what Jupiter is about too. And so with that growth, and they're changing and expanding too, hopefully, but sometimes we do this, right? We grow apart. We're just not on the same wavelength anymore. We don't share a similar dimensional reality. So somebody's got to go, right? So, if you don't have friends like that can keep it real with you and be honest with you and say, look, man, or, homegirl, you're just doing too much, and you too need to focus on your priorities, then we need to change friends. Somebody may want to borrow some money, or may need to borrow some money, may have some sort of problem, an issue. It could be your mother again, or it could be this mature woman, older woman that's coming through. They just need balance. They need balance. And you can help them with that. If you're able to help them in the way that they're looking for help, like maybe it is money, for example, it could be anything, but maybe it is money, and you're able to help them with money, then do so, but only after you focused on your priorities. Again, don't block yourself in, like now you're in trouble. Like you can't loan somebody anything that you're going to need, right? You can only give them your extra, because you don't want to end up in debt, right? We're freeing ourselves, not trapping ourselves. So be careful with that. The Hierophant in reverse, work. So again, like I said, Hierophant for me is often about the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves, and a need to make changes to that, right? To seek something, or, people, environments that, is our vibration, matches our vibration, or is higher, right? From which we can learn something. But with this Hierophant in reverse, you may have some very knowledgeable people, intelligent people, again, not malicious. Well, it's sitting here under the Queen of Wands in reverse. So what I was saying about her before too, in connection to this. So there could be, for some of us, there could be somebody who's not so nice, who does want to see us fall down at work or whatever. But for the most part, I'm getting that, a choice that we have at work. Some stuff you just have to do, right? At work, your boss says, do this, do that, and you just got to do it the way they said. But sometimes we have a choice of how we're going to do something, or whether we're going to do something. And if you find yourself in that position over the next 2 weeks, and you have a person or people advising you, again, these people, no dummies, intelligent people, wise people, maybe otherwise helpful people typically, but you feel in your gut that they're not telling you the right thing, or at least one of them isn't telling you the right thing, you just feel to do something different, then again, you got to focus on your priorities and, nicely tell them thanks, but no thanks. I need to do it my way. Or, navigate them toward your way without saying it and without, being overt about it. If you're able to just, hey, how did we end up doing it your way? Oh, I don't know. We just did. If you can do something like that, yeah. Definitely go with your gut. and not just following, a crowd or people's suggestions, like, willy-nilly. As far as the Eight of Wands and love, it is upright, right? So that's good, right? Upright cards are good. Yes, they are. But there could be some funky stuff. And I've said many times the Eight of Wands is never negative for me, so I don't want to put that out there that it's negative. But there can be some funky stuff in that the Eight of Wands, as it relates to love, can be an indicator that we just are so ready for, to meet somebody or for the next step, to increase our commitment, maybe, right? Step deeper into the relationship, that we want to force and push the other person. Or, like I said, if we're just now meeting somebody, we're like, we're doing too much on the first meeting. The first impressions mean a lot, and we're just doing too much, and we're being overly, excited and pushy. And of course, that's not good, right? It's not good. The Eight of Wands, one of the positive things about it is that the universe is working in your behalf, right behind the scenes. So it's working even in these areas. If you're single and the Eight of Wands is showing up as your card representing your love life, the universe is working behind the scenes to help you to meet somebody, right? To get messages coming your way. You're on a dating site, for example, right? All of a sudden, things are flying into your DMs, your inbox. I've never been on a dating site in my life. So I'm, I don't know if I'm using the right lingo, but you guys get what I mean. All of a sudden, people are swiping, right? Is that how it works? I've seen commercials. They swipe and then they pick you. Yeah, so that's happening. Or, you're being guided to be more social, to get out, to Two of Pentacles, right? Find time for your love life and your work life, and your balance in your life. You got to be social, and you have to handle business. Because you're a priority too, again, right? Focus on your priorities, one of which is you. And so that's happening. Let the universe do that. Like, you don't try to do it. Chasing energy does just that. It chases people away. It turns people off. And so, you could mess up a good thing with that. Now, the other positive thing about the Eight of Wands is, again, messages coming in, communication happening. So maybe where communication, hadn't been so effective or so great, like so much, or maybe it was non-existent. It's coming in now. Some people, maybe you're in separation, or again, maybe you're single. And so, phone is dry, inbox is dry. But now things are happening. You could even get something in the mail. Card, something like that. One way or another, messages are coming as long as you don't try to force them. For your further advice from your oracle cards, for the masculine, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. So again, for those of you who saw the reading that I did this week, this card came up for the masculine and the love reading. And it's about, like, Aries is a cardinal sign. And it's a very strong sign. Gemini and Aries get along very, very well, It's a very strong sign, very bold. It's a fire sign, right? So passionate, bold, confident. All that is good, but make sure it's not too heavy, right? Or that you're not bringing like too much baggage to an attempt to recapture or to find romance. Again, not doing too much like on a first date or whatever, making that first impression. Or when you're, coming back together after a separation, that you're not bringing, heavy, funky energy. Pack light, okay? Pack light. For the feminine, oh, nice, boom, soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. And that goes with what I said, Two of Wands, right? That's this passion card for me is very Two of Wands, which in the tarot, the Two of Wands is the divine union or twin flame card of the tarot. Now, when I picked this up, I talked about making a free will choice. I said it at some point here. Well, that's what this card means for me. It's upright too, right behind the passion card. And it's called Wallflower, but for me, it's like, that song, if you get the choice to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. There's people dancing here, and this person's sitting, out at the party. So for me, that speaks of free will. Like, what are you going to do? The choice is up to you. You could either continue to sit there, or you could get up and dance. And it also goes toward, again, being social, like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, Jill a dull girl, and you need balance in your life. So you should spend some time dancing and not just, all your time sitting at your desk at work. But to get back to the Two of Wands type of energy, that, correlates really well with soulmate. So again, somebody who you could be meeting or, igniting a relationship with, recapturing romance with, or, you've never separated from them. You've been with them, but you're wanting to, again, increase the commitment, step deeper into the commitment. And that's happening for you. That this person could truly be, your soulmate. Over these next 2 weeks, feminine, the person that you're dealing with or meeting. Masculine, from the angels of abundance, windfall of abundance for you. An increase in your abundance is arriving in many different forms. We say abundance and people first think of money, right? It's like, ooh, but there are a lot of different forms of abundance. And some of the ones that come to you are going to be unexpected. And look, Santa's on this card. I just noticed that and I think it means something. I also made an announcement this weekend about the Gemini full moon that comes in December. Yes, December. Essentially, it comes on 12/12/12. Because, of course, December is 12. It comes on the 12th day. Thursday the 12th, and the year 2019 also equals 12. So 12/12/12 or 333, and guess what time it's coming? Yes, 12:12 a.m. So it's on 12/12/12 at 12:12, the Gemini full moon. And I think beyond this 2 weeks, I'm going to make another announcement about exactly what exactly I was told that means for everybody, but I think it may have, or that period from then, maybe like through the end of December for you, could have even more meaning. Maybe somebody that you meet now or something that happens now in your life is a facilitator for this windfall of abundance. So it can be unexpected. Somebody may give you a surprise, a gift, something comes in. Somebody maybe leaves you something, inheritance, maybe your parents. Be open to receiving. It's very important that we know how to both give and receive. And we're open to both love, especially with the abundance of love. Love is a form of abundance, right? It has to be able to flow both ways. It can't just be one way. It'll be stuck energy, So be open to receiving and know that this abundance comes to you to support your life purpose, health, and charitable work. That's what I didn't mention with the Queen of Wands. I wanted to talk about health. So the Queen of Wands in reverse, no need to be afraid. She's still healthy. For some of us, we're wanting to get pregnant. And I did talk about how this was a good week. I don't know about next week, but this week, in the general reading or the love reading, the general, I think, maybe both, the Empress showed up. And I talked about how it was a good week to get pregnant. The Queen of Wands in reverse is somebody that may have been having difficulty, but she should not give up. And she's otherwise, pretty healthy. No reason to worry about the fact that she's in reverse. For the feminine, from the Angels of Abundance, release resentments about money. Yes, the money system of the world can seem upsetting, but holding resentments about finances just pushes your abundance away. Instead, see money as a tool that you can use to better the world. And this shift will help you to attract support and golden opportunities. Okay. I talked about resentments about money here, didn't I? I think I did. And borrowing and lending and feeling funny about money and people wanting you to help them and you maybe not being able to and stuff like that. So if you're holding on to anything like that, let it all go. Free yourself from that mentality and that energy. Right? Instead, focus on your priorities. That is you. That is your good health. That is your help. Wow. Okay. How many times have I picked this card up? I think I've picked it up a couple times and I never looked to see what was underneath it. And it just caught my eye. Exactly what I'm talking about. Boom. Sever vows with poverty. Isn't that amazing? Dear one, there's no need to suffer or sacrifice. Hold the intention of undoing any vows of poverty or self denial that you may have made, consciously or unconsciously, in any lifetime. As you do so, all effects of these vows will be undone for everyone involved in all directions of time. Well, amen to that. Also, upright behind it is organize for success. Don't let the word organize intimidate you, as it's simply a way for you to ensure clarity of purpose, organizing your thoughts, your reports, your living in your workspace, and your finances will help you to know and to plan your next action steps. That's very air sign. This is a fire sign reading, but these are very air sign traits. It's and or Hierophant. It makes me think about, again, the people, places, and things with which we surround ourselves. Is it matching our vibration? Or is it, something from which we can learn because it's a higher vibration than our own? All right. Also upright, employment change. Maybe for those who are having the obstacles put up at them at work, maybe they're not going to tolerate it. Maybe they're going to decide to leave and do their own thing, or, balance stuff differently. Change your hours, make more time to be available for social life or something. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passions, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you to release the old and to welcome the new. You're being supported each step of the way. How many more upright cards do you guys have? This is the last one. Declutter. It's another one of these Queen of Swords type of cards. You'll feel better and more focused if you'll take the time to clear away clutter from your living and workspace. Donate what you can to help others who may need your items. Doesn't this resonate? Like, I don't think a card or the group of cards that have shown up for you guys could resonate better. So funny. Donate what you can to help others who may need your items. Be sure to keep your schedule uncluttered as well. Didn't I just say that too? Cutting back on your hours, freeing yourself up. This is too funny. Well, that was the last one. Yeah, that was very Queen of Swords. Now from the hashtag creepy deck to the masculine. Oh my goodness. Boom. There she is. That's the Queen of Swords. Ice Queen. A Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes. Maybe Mercury himself, even though, Mercury in drag. Or, Venus herself. And yes, the Ice Queen or the Queen of Swords, the Winter Queen, however you want to, refer to her, is also known as the Feng Shui Queen. She gets organized. She makes adjustments to the people, places, and things in her life to make sure that it all aligns and resonates. And, being like that can sometimes come off cold and, frigid. But that's not her intention. She also, these other cards are like a reminder that she also needs to have some fun, too. Again, keep things light also, right? But handle your business. You couldn't have gotten better cards to connect with each other. Feminine, same thing for you. New love in the hashtag creepy deck. So like I said, closing out something or something ending and something new beginning. Stepping into a deeper commitment, right? So your love is, or reconciling with somebody. Your love is unnew. Your love is renewed. Your love is brand new. You just met somebody. And again, that person may very well be your soulmate. If you're having any of those interactions with them over these 2 weeks. Masculine for you from the angel therapy cards. Law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed, this is too funny, are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of your energies. Okay, so it's saying the same thing that the Ice Queen said, that the Hierophant said, and some of these other cards we looked at and that I've said throughout these, 34 minutes. I didn't mean to talk to you that long, that I've been talking to you guys. And that is, again, that you guys are going to have to make some adjustments to the people, places, and things with which you surround yourself to step into more deeper into your vibration and alignment. And lastly, for the feminine from the angel therapy cards, it is heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. I mean, this is of course necessary. I was seeing something and I was trying to figure out what it was first. This is necessary, right, for new love, whether it's brand new, renewed, or unnew. And, you know, for soulmate relationships, we have to be open to, again, love passing both ways. Otherwise, it gets stuck. And no chasing, right? No forcing it. It has to be organic, organically flowing. I hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. It'll be shorter next time. It'll be shorter next time because I won't have to explain what I'm doing at the beginning. So, pardon me. Hope it didn't bother too many people. Thank you again for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And don't forget to watch your, rising and moon sign too. Namaste.